Hello there, welcome back. Rajesh here again. So today I'm going to talk about another very important and very frequently used trigger in Marketo Smart campaigns, and this one is called person is created. Now, what is person is created? Um, Marketo, when a company buys Marketo does not give you a set of contacts or leads pre-filled, right? Every company will have their target audiences, and they have to bring in their leads and contacts, and many of them they have a older system they import the leads from. But after all those said done, people keep on coming, because you have web forms. People keep on submitting. Maybe they are interested in your products, or they want to get into your database, or basically want to contact you. So people come in in Marketo as brand new people by submitting web forms. Maybe you buy some purchase lists from list vendors. You import them into Marketo, or so that's import. Or maybe your salespeople bring their accounts or whatnot from their old connections, and you import them into Marketo. Maybe the leads get created in Salesforce or Microsoft Dynamics CRM, get pushed into Marketo, so get created that way. And so many different ways you can, or somebody can manually enter them and type it into Marketo, right? Directly in using the GUI. So people can be created, or it can be a lot of different ways. APIs can create leads in Marketo. So person, which is kind of synonymous to lead in Marketo, um, it's basically can be created in many different ways. But this what trigger does is basically whenever a person slash lead is created in Marketo, what should happen? And they might be in places when business needs. You might have, when a person is created, I want to set up some timestamp when that person was created first. Another frequent one is that what was the source from which this person came into Marketo for the very first time, and so on and so forth. And based on that, you might want to set up some other flags and things like that. And that's what this trigger allows you to do. So for example, I just all we need to do is to drag this person is created into the smart list section of the smart campaign, and let's say we want to set up a timestamp when a person gets added to Marketo database, so that in the future, or we can report on it, how is your data growing, and how many months per month, how many new people are getting added to our database or whatnot. So how do you do that? So all you do is just add that to trigger person is created, and in the flow you can do something like there's a field. I mean, we will just take a example field of acquisition date. So what we do is we want to set the acquisition date to today's date. So we're gonna drag this change data value, and we're going to say, let's see what all the dates fields are there. Now we have acquisition date, and remember, see how I did. I just typed the field date, and Marketo is so helpful that it brings up all the fields with date in it, which kind of helps many times rather than you have to remember exactly the field name. Very, very user friendly functionality. So you select the acquisition date, and you want to set up the date. Now you can pick a date and set and all that, but or we don't want that. We want to have a timestamp when that lead is created. So what you do, it's a little bit not internal, but a little bit advanced because it's not in GUI. So what you do is create the system dot date time. Because it's a date time, they basically gives a date time. So what that means is that um, when a person is created from this point onwards, once we launch this, activate this smart campaign, when a person is created, automatically that person's field called acquisition date will be stamped with that time and date at that time. And that way, as your database grows, you will know exactly when a given particular person came into your database. And that's kind of the functionality you want, let's say. And that's how you can, that's what you typically can do with this kind of trigger. That's the one of the main examples of this trigger, why many companies use this. Now let's say, but again, we have something called add constraint, and we want to do something more granular. So let's say what are the functionalities available. So to make it more granular. Now let's say source type. So first thing is a source type. Source type, as I said, the people can come from different sources into your Marketo, and they can be imported into a list. They can come from Microsoft Dynamics. They can come from SAP if you have integration. It can be web form fill out. They can be coming from API within web service API, or API which uses import to a list kind of function, core API. Or they can be created in Salesforce if they are integrated with Dynamics or Salesforce, and things like that. They can be created using forward to friend and a lot of different things without going too much in detail. But the main ones is, I would say, list import or your CRM, Munchkin API. If you have a Munchkin API, JavaScript API by which you can create leads. Also, you can have web form fill out and APIs again. So those are the main things, and also Salesforce.com. Let's say you want to do anybody who fills out a form or comes in a lead for the very first time by list import, by Munchkin API, by web form fill out, and all these APIs, which you want to do something for them differently, right? And all you do is that, okay, when people come from marketing side of the things, then you want to do something. Then you can, and you want to set up the timestamp. But if you want to do, let's say, a different treatment, maybe you want to do, hey, no, I want to not do this. I want to specially treat the people who are created in Salesforce, because that's our CRM and that's the people which are created by sales. I want to treat them differently than my marketing generated leads. So you can do it like that. So this is where you are reading sales generated leads, or leads which are initiated in sales by salespeople. You should not be getting credit as a marketer to get those leads, right? It's kind of thing like that. So you can do like that. You can also have form name. Maybe they were submitted using a form. They came into Marketo by filling a form, and you can just pick and that contact us form, let's say, which we had. So if they fill this contact us form and came into Marketo, then you are basically tracking what is the original form they filled. Maybe you have 23 forms and you want to know which forms is resulting into brand new acquisition of leads better than others. So you can kind of work on that. You can also say which were list they were added to when they were created and things like that. So you can use that one and pick any list. You can also do is that when they were created, what was their SFDC type? Now I said person, and the reason why it is named as person, because in Marketo there's only one object for maintaining people, while in Salesforce or CRMs there's a lead and there's a contact. Now in Marketo, a person can be lead and contact. Historically, a person in Marketo used to be called as lead, but that was a little bit confusing because sometimes the lead becomes like in Salesforce, the lead is actually contact, and that's why Marketo renamed it to a person. Now the person can be a lead or a contact, and that's what here we are checking. If that person was created was a contact right away in Salesforce, because maybe this mostly happens if the source was Salesforce, then do something. So a contact which was created in Salesforce make its way into in Marketo, do something like that. So that's more or less this translates to person source. And again, if you have a person source kind of field, when you fill a form or import a list and all that, you can pick that into here and do different activities based on that. And you can do a created date. If you want to treat somebody who was created last year differently, or things like that, you can have something on a specific date. If you want to know somebody, okay, I want to know how many people were created on a given date because there was something fishy going on there. You can do something to debug and isolate some cases as such, if you're a marketing operations person. So those things. And along with that, we always have this date of activity, again, similar thing like that. When that happened, when was that person created? In last 1 week, 1 hour, 3 weeks, and all that, and all the other operators with us the date in time frame, in the time frame like yesterday, last month, this quarter, and all those predefined time frames, and so on and so forth, on and after you give a date and after that time and all things like that. So it's pretty powerful to debug and isolate the dates. And this one doesn't really apply here. It's just that it is available for most of them. So, but this is not much useful because person does not get created again and again. Person is created happens only once. The next time, even if they fill the same form, they will be updated. Person get updated, the data value changed, not a person is created. So this one is redundant for this. And you will find that with some of the smart list triggers, some active constraints are not applicable. But that's kind of the way you use person is created. And as you see here, when person is created, you can do different things. You can send alerts, send an email, send it to Salesforce or whatnot. You can do a lot of different things. As said, one of the common thing is to set up the date timestamp of a system date time and all that. And typically this happens automatically, acquisition date. But I'm just, as an example, I was showing that how would you do if you have additional timestamps you want to set and things like that. So that's pretty much it about the person is created. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. And if you have any questions or comments regarding this trigger or any other trigger or any other thing in Marketo, let me know. Please write in the comments. If I have you see some errors here, please let me know too. I would love to hear about and correct if there's a correction needed. Please feel free to subscribe, and I would love to keep in touch with you. Subscribe using the button below, and I will be adding new videos every week, and would like to keep in touch and hope to see you at our Marketo Summit next coming up. Okay then, take care.